Good evening and welcome to another episode of Skul Bilong. This month we look at the tuition fee-free misunderstanding, the exam scandal and much more. But first, let's begin with the interview with Roy Moore of Alotau's Cameron Secondary School. How and when was Cameron Secondary School established in the Milne Bay province?
It was established when Alotau became the provincial capital of Milne Bay, so it was in the early 60s, and then I think it was an early secondary school, and since then it's progressed to a secondary school with up to grade 12. So yeah, you're talking about 40 years ago. A lot of the infrastructure dates back from then, and sadly, no maintenance has been done. So, but it's a very old institution. It's one of the oldest it's a founder member of education. It's a very important school.
How did you get involved in Cameron Secondary School?
Because I'm also president of the Cancer Society, and we refurbished the building with BSP's help. So the year after, BSP wanted to do something. So I with my company, Samurai Plastics, wanted to help them in return, and so we were looking at doing something this time in education. So we looked at various things, and someone pointed out that Cameron School Library needed a lot of help, which was an understatement. So when we went there, we found a ruined building with hardly any books, broken shelves, buckets to collect the water. So that's how we started the school. And then we were I was invited to join the Board of Governors and since then I've been member Board of Governors Finance.
It seems that the school has come a long way with new buildings and facilities. How did the board manage all of this?
We managed it because we have some very determined people on the board, including myself, and we've had business houses that have been very generous. We've spearheaded a refurbishment program. A lot of the buildings are not new. We've got a couple of new ones, but most of them are refurbished buildings dating back from the 1960s. So business houses have been asked to refurbish them, and we've named them after those business houses such as Ella Motors, Papindo, Milne Bay Hardware, Alotau Stevedores, Alotau Enterprises, Mecca 44. So we've got a very good school now. The classrooms, I think we have 2 more classrooms to finish.
What support has Cameron Secondary received from the government?
Recently, it has received quite a bit of help. Previously, I think the answer was none. But since we've started, Charles Abel has given us 250,000. Theo Zinurek, when he came down, gave us 250. The Honourable Prime Minister gave us 100,000. And they've gone on to do things like, we've got our new truck, dorms, and some classrooms. And then recently, the Honourable Governor, Titus Philemon, presented us with a cheque for 700,000 kina. But that is solely for teachers' housing, because that too, sadly, has been allowed to run down to such an extent that some are not usable. So yes, the government has helped a lot. We are still, we're hoping to get another 500,000, which was promised by the National Planning Minister, Charles Abel, last year. So hopefully he will come good on that promise, and we can finish off the rest of the things. We still there's a lot needs to be done. We have come a long way, but we're about halfway to our destination, I think. Yeah.
With regards to the new library, are you also finishing it with new books, and where are you getting the books from?
Yeah, the library was again refurbished. It had no books, sadly. Well, the books that were there were for previous years. It was very poorly equipped. I'm ashamed to tell you that. But since then, thanks to the generosity of libraries and schools in Australia and the efforts of Kate Skeet from Milne Bay Estates, the mobile library, we have a library that is totally packed. We have no space on the shelves now. So we've got their second-hand books, but they've been cleaned up, and they're relevant to our syllabus, they're relevant to the years that we teach from grade 8 to grade 12. So the students are very grateful. And we've also put books in the common rooms as well, so that students always have access to books, which is, you know, education, in my opinion, opens doors, and it's ignorance that keeps them shut.
What key lessons can other school boards learn from Cameron Secondary?
I think we are a spearhead group. I would say that we are a very forward-looking board. So there's nobody making unilateral decisions. The board sits down and discusses matters, and it works with the headmaster, not against him, and so it's very important. But I think in schools, the key figure is the headmaster. You have to have a proper headmaster, not somebody's cousin or wontok that happens to be around at the time. It has to be someone that can do the job, okay? And the reason why I joined the board was that headmaster said, students first, me last. So I knew he was serious about helping the students. So our board supports the headmaster, and our overriding goal is to make sure that the school and the students, that's our reason for being, are looked after. So we have 761 students. Half of those are boarders. They're a long way from home. They don't have their parents there. So we, in essence, are responsible for them. So we have to make sure that they have access to good education, and that their home life at the school is safe. So that's why we've put money in the dorms. We've put, as I said, we've got 2 new dorms, grade 12 and grade 12 for boys and girls, and they have dormitories, and then they have common rooms. So the common rooms have a TV, they have games, they have books. So incidences of student misbehaviour, drinking, and all those other problems that associated with school life have come to a minimum. In fact, we only had 1 disciplinary meeting this year with 1 student, which is a record. So I think Lay could probably learn from us how we've done it. So the students have responded to what we've done. They can say, I think they say, look, the board has helped us. We come to school with good classrooms. We have a good library. We have a tennis court. We have a gym. We have good things. Gardens are growing now. Obviously, someone's caring about us. So we have no graffiti in the school. We have very little misbehaviour. Everyone is keen to learn. I think they enjoy the school, which is our objective. So I think, yes, people could learn from us. But I think also it's important that the education board supports the local school board. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Overturning board's decisions is not a good one. It's not a good thing, in my opinion.
Can you tell us about the board's short to medium term plans for the school?
Well, basically we had to start from the year 0 because everything was run down. So the headmaster was basically putting fingers in holes to stop leaks. So the short term was to make sure that the buildings didn't fall down on people. We had many buildings that were actually condemned. People would walk to one side and the classroom would tilt. So that was our short term, was to fix those problems. Medium term, which I think we are at that level now, is to make sure all the classrooms are up to acceptable level. So as I said, we have 2 more to do. Make sure that the dorms are completed. We still have about 5 dorms to finish, from grade 9, grade 10s and grade 11s. So and that's going to cost quite a lot of money. And also to make sure that we are the best school, not only in the province, but one of the best in the country. We are aiming to be a school of excellence. But you can't do that if you've got run-down buildings and infrastructure. You also need to do fencing, because obviously the security of students is paramount. But that's what I would like to see: the Cameron flag and the Milne Bay flag flying high again as one of the top achievers. We're way behind Highlanders and Engo and things in terms of money put into education. much to my dismay. In fact, we've only got one tertiary education institution. That's the School of Nursing, which has 30 places. That's Milne Bay. I'd like us to move from bottom place to one of the top places. That's the aim of the board, is to make the school, one of the best. And I think that's achievable, but only with the help of the government. Not just sitting back watching the business houses doing it. They also have to play their part.
As the chairman of finance, what are your visions for Cameron Secondary?
Well, as I said, my vision is to have a school that's a nice place to live and work, and that it has one of the top rates of achievement, that the students, when they finish grade 12, they go on to either jobs or tertiary education. Bearing in mind there's only 5,000 places for about 20,000 people. So that's my vision, is to have those, most of our students going on. I believe we're sitting on a time bomb in education. All these students leaving school with nowhere to go. That's a concern of mine. And I think, the future of this country is in the children's school bags. That's where it is. So I would like them to, the country's changing, the dynamics of the economy are changing with the oil and gas bonanza and things. So I would like them to participate, not be observers in the economy. So that's my vision. And I think education is the foundation stone for that.
Thank you, Mr. Moy, for joining us. Welcome back. Education Secretary Dr. Michael Tapo has clarified the misunderstanding concerning the tuition fee-free policy, also known as the TFF. Let's take a look. Tuition fee-free, or TFF, is a policy initiated by the government of Papua New Guinea in 2011. The policy's aim is to support students from elementary, primary and secondary schools, vocational and privately run schools through the provision of material kits. It's also aimed at relieving parents from the financial burden of tuition fees and increase the basic education levels in the country. The implementation of the policy began in 2012 and will continue until it reaches all the schools in the country.
This is a year of what they call accelerating government policies. And TFF and commodity is a component of government policy. It's been through various forums in the ministry, like SIOC, Senior Officers Conference. It's been through what they call National Education Board. It's been through the proper tender process. It's been through all forums that the department has had in the last 3 years, this commodity component. So it's not a new thing, and it's already an adapted policy for implementation by government.
The Department of Education has been given the responsibility by the national government to see that this policy is fully and successfully implemented. Since 2012, distributions of the material kits to schools are being based on the data collected by the Education Department.
Schools get it according to the size of school. If they get 1,000 children, those 1,000 children will get the resources. If there are 900, those 900 people get it. If there are 100, those 100 children will get it.
So far, both positive and negative stories on the TFF have been coming out in the media. Concerns raised include the funds allocated for the distribution of the material kits. Furthermore, the company responsible for distributing material kits to schools and the deadline for the distribution. Education Secretary Dr. Michael Tapo responds by saying that due to past experiences where funds directed to school accounts to purchase basic school supplies have been misused, a new system is now in place to avoid this from happening again.
Quantity of the commodity component is not guesstimation or it's not guessing, it's purely based on the NCD model experience we use, and we have now determined those are the standards requirement for quantity to be supplied to elementary, primary and secondary schools. So the public out there feel there should be more or there should be less, but this is a government policy, and we are accelerating a government policy to make sure that children are given the resources by government directly at the doorstep as they get them. And by signing it, it's like an acquittal process that they are getting their resources. And dusters are given to teachers, the rulers are given to teachers, the roll books are given to teachers, the Bibles are given to every child from primary all the way to secondary schools. Those are the commodity component we have this year, and it's a trial. And from the report that we get from the company, as we are about to conclude at the end of this month, we will then get the feedback from those up there who feel something else could be done. Those people are invited to write to the department to tell us what else is required, so that next year, when the tender is going out late this year and early next year, those people who believe they can do better can then provide those specifications of the commodity component, so that companies who are now going to put their hands up to put in the tender can provide the specification according to what is now provided now and for next year, so that next year the roll-up of the commodity component will meet those requirements if this year has not been done the right way.
By next year, the Department of Education will have corrected the enrollment figures so that all schools will be able to receive material kits according to the figures they provide. Hello again. We'll now look at the examination scandal concerning this year's Grade 10 Mathematics paper.
This segment will feature interviews and comments on the Grade 10 National Examinations this year. This year's Grade 10 National Examinations had come under fire from media speculations that there was circulation and selling of the answer sheets of students' examinable papers in some parts of the country. Media speculations of cheating during the two-week examinations had the general public, parents, teachers and students themselves coming out to air their views on the issue in the media. Skul Bilong Youth program had a one-on-one interview with a secondary school principal in the nation's capital and got his view on the issue.
Currently this is an issue, as you have mentioned. It happens every year when there is national exam for grade 10s and grade 12s. It's sort of like a trend now. And the genuineness of this claim has to be proven. So in the meantime, as a school and institution, we do not want to be caught in this and lose focus on administering the exam and ensuring that the exam is done. But on the other hand, if these claims are true, then obviously it affects the results of the students throughout the country. Everyone in the country is affected. Students who are striving to have quality education, teachers who are genuinely teaching to ensure that the children are educated, and parents who are constantly striving for the best for their children are defeated by this. And definitely it's going to affect things like selection and the quality of education. Country is talking about quality education, and this activity alone can defeat quality. And examination is a way in which we measure quality, whether we like it or not. The results, the selection of students, these are evidence of quality to parents. And so this sort of thing affects the whole country and the nation. Naturally, if they are just rumors, then obviously it doesn't. But if they are proven, naturally that will come again with the investigation. The Education Department and the Measurement Service Unit Division is responsible for such things. So if there are such rumors, then they have to carry out proper investigation and prove such things have happened. And when that happens, and if it's proven, then they take measures to do what is necessary. Normally, they probably will do adjustments to the marks with the provinces that are affected, so that it doesn't affect the rest of the country. That is when they are proven. And so Measurement Service Unit, the Division of the Education Department, is responsible for that part of it. Definitely these answer sheets are, if they are true, they are produced to make money, isn't it? At the expenses of the students. So these people, if they are caught, they should be dealt with, taken to court and jailed if possible, because it's definitely ruined the whole nation. Next lot of young generation who lead this country. And so it's a big criminal offense, isn't it, if we look at it that way. That would be a mammoth task to do through the whole nation, because this is grade 10 exam, and 2 weeks after this is a grade 12 exam. And if it is a nationwide spread activity, it's just a great disaster. Yeah, a great disaster.
Dr. Tapo, who has lashed out on the speculations, said that the exam answer sheets sold on the streets are fake, and that those that are buying will fail the exams if they intend to use them.
So this morning I have actually spoken to the minister about me coming to this press conference to be able to tell our people in Papua New Guinea and our teachers, our students and the public to be able to give them the right information about what has been reported. So that's why this meeting is very important. The second thing is that I must, first of all, thank Post Korea for having to put something in the paper about examination. What is the reason behind it? Is that as a big system, we always like to try and make sure that if everything, whether everything is working or not. And when the reporter came the paper, let me for a minute, I'm not critical about what you write, because we're a big system, all right? So whatever you have done, whether through the Post Korea or if they are television or if there is radio, as an education system, we're a very big organization. We have about 1.7 million children in school this year, 1.7 million children in school. And we do have some close to 50,000 teachers that are supposed to be teaching in elementary, primary, vocational centers, national high schools, FOD, teachers colleges, technical and business colleges. All those are teachers. So we have a very big public service, both teachers and public service. We have about some close to 700 public servants in the department and the other people in the provinces. And therefore, the report from the Post Korea about examination scam from the ministry, and that is Honorable Nick Kuman and the Secretary for Education and in the ministry, for us, we are not critical about who writes what in the paper. What we want to do is, that is like, to say positively, it's like us to be able to check and balance whether what we are doing is right or what we're doing is wrong. And Post Korea is going to have to say it is a scam. And that to the Secretary for Education is not wrong. That's you can write whatever you want to write, and it's for us to be able to tell the nation whether it's true or it's not true. And so I must thank the Post Korea to go to paper, because this time of the year, almost every other year, that people put something on examination in the paper. So let me thank the Post Korea for going to the paper. Number two, let me also thank Post Korea for giving us what is believed the answer sheet. So we're very thankful that they gave us the copy of what is believed to be the answer sheet. So we're thankful for that, because it then helps the media and the public and helps the education department to say whether there's something very wrong or whether there's something not to be very concerned about it. So I just want to thank Post Korea for giving us what we believe is the evidence of which they've got. So that's the second point I want to let everyone know. And third point is I want to also let the public know, and the schools and the teachers who are now sitting for the examination, is that what was alleged and given to the post-Korea as evidence of the leaking of the answer sheet on the examination, just want to assure the nation that not to be really worried about anything, because what was given to post-Korea is not what we have. All right. So I would like to tell the public, and it's good that post-Korea got that information. Now we can tell the people, if you are buying that answer sheet that is now going around, whether in Port Moresby or around the country, you will fail everything that is in the document. If it is a grade 10 mathematics. So, and grade 10 mathematics. So those who actually buying papers that is deemed to be the answer sheet for mathematics and the science papers, that this year, 2014, we have tightened up all measures to make sure that nothing goes out to the public. So what you've heard before about cheating in examination is story from yesterday, meaning that we have tightened up in 2014 to make sure that everything is secured. Everything is secured. And we have made everything possible. So I would like to announce to the public that what is deemed to be the answer sheet is wrong. Because I also have the answer sheet that I have. And whatever that post-Korea gap, we went through. If anyone is buying those things, all those things are very wrong, and anyone who's sitting for examination will fail totally. Will fail totally. So I would like to announce to the people in NCD, Central, anywhere around, even in the Highlands provinces that we hear that is coming out, that the answer sheet that is being reported on, that is out to the public, is not the answer sheet that we have. And even the real answers are very wrong, that people think is real answers. They are all wrong. They will be marked all wrong if people go. They'll be all wrong, because we have the information that is very secure and it's very different. So the answers, when the exams come in for marking, when we mark them, anyone who's got that access to what was described as answer sheet, all those people will fail the exam, because the answers are totally different. All right. So I'd like to announce to the public that if you're buying the exam papers, or this morning I said there are books out there, I'd like to assure the public and the media that in 2014 the department has learned this lesson and we've tightened up. And I'm not willing to discuss the matter of security, because nothing is secure if you tell the public what's in. So even if you ask me everything, that I will not tell you our security measures. It is my jurisdiction not to release our security systems to the public. But I just want to assure you, to tell the public in whatever they're doing, that issues to do with the national examination is tight. All right? And that's all I can say. Where they go, whatever they do, we have a system already that is there to be able to ensure that what happens in the national examination this year for grade 10 and grade 12, we are hoping that everything will go to the way we have planned to do in 2014, so that there'll be no cheating in the examination, there'll be no selling. Those who sell papers, they can sell papers at their own wish, but they can produce and sell it, but this is not the papers that we have produced. And it is not the answer sheet that we have produced. All right? That's I'd like to tell. So I hope that the public out there, please be rest assured to get some confidence. We are an organization. We take full responsibility for our actions. And that 2014 to 2015 onwards, anything to do with examination is going to be very secure, and it will no longer be discussed as a concern in this nation.
Dr. Tsapo maintained that the students in the near future should not worry over these claims and fully concentrate on their examinations.
Hello and welcome back to Skul Bilong You. Prior to the grade 10 national examinations, grade 10 students nationwide were preparing themselves to sit for the national examinations. The Skul Bilong You team visited Badihagwa Technical Secondary School here in the nation's capital.
In 1972, lower secondary school which are grades 9 and 10 were established in all of the provinces in Papua New Guinea by the Australian administration. The lower secondary high schools educate students in 9th and 10th grades on academic and practical skills. This prepares the students for the national grade 10 examinations, which students must pass to earn a secondary school certificate. This school certificate is required for entry into national high schools, tertiary, vocational and technical programs, and teacher training colleges. This year's grade 10 national examinations begin at the end of last month and saw over 50,000 students sit for the examinations that are included in approximately 245 provincial high schools and secondary schools nationwide. Badihagwa Secondary School in the nation's capital, Port Moresby, is one school that has over 400 students who sat the grade 10 national exams this year. Some of the students expressed how happy and pleased they were prior to the exams.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the teachers around this community, Badihagwa Secondary, for a good job well done. We have been prepared for the last 2 years. From the very first day of schooling in grade 9, we have prepared. This is what we deserve. I'd like to thank the teachers, our subject teachers, for their very best job.
I want to thank the administration, Mr. Bala, the deputy, Mrs. Pena, and the academic, Mrs. Vele, and the staffs for making it possible for us and for me to sit for this examination starting tomorrow.
Schools nationwide have used different educational strategies to prepare their students for the exams. One is to have the students sit for the trial exams using the previous year's exam papers. Again, some of the students from Badihagwa told the EMTV Skul Bilong You that they were prepared to take on the examinations.
I believe in myself. I have studied so hard. I've come this far. And for mock exams results, I think I made it through since it was last year's paper, 2013, that we had our mock examinations in term 3. And out of those marks, and I think I have achieved what I've been searching for, and I will approach this examination as same as the mock exams.
The preparations of our examinations, we've been done enough work on grade 9 weeks, and as of last week we've prepared for our exams and we've took up coaching classes.
Preparation for the national exams is not easy. A good number of students may be prepared for the exams whilst others experience difficulties in the examined subjects. A student from Badihagwa talked to us about the subject she was taking.
The number of the subjects, we have 7 subjects. They are English, mathematics, science, social science, business studies, and personal development. The compulsory subjects are IT, arts, and design and technology. I take up design and technology, which comes under home economics and practical skills.
The longest-serving maths teacher at Badihagwa, Mrs. Ayama Bawasu, gave a viewpoint as an educator towards the subjects taken by the grade 10 students.
I think we should stick to those 4 subject areas. That's what I think. And the way I see them, while I'm invigilating, I see that students are not, towards the end, the first week is okay. When they're going through the second week, some of them are tired. You see them, they're not really answering the question. As you go along from class to class, if you are invigilating, you're going through and you notice that the students are not really answering the question. Because so much time is given there, and they're having hectic time going over 7 different subjects. And I think that's too many for the individual child to go on. We should just stick to, say, Monday to Friday and finish. Maybe select 1 subject, maybe 5 or 4. Should be enough for them.
Outcome-based education is an effort by the education system to demonstrate that they know and are able to do certain competencies. 2 grade 10 teachers gave us their view on the outcome-based education system, which the government is determined to eradicate from the school curriculum by the year 2017.
As a teacher, I would support the government the way they try to phase out the OBE. I think OBE is really, there's too much things in there that we do not have the facilities to accommodate those. If you look at the remote schools, they are very, very totally handicapped. So I think OBE is not ideal for a country like Papua New Guinea. And it has to go. I think the government is making the right move.
According to the new system of OBE, we are testing the students on 7 subjects. As for previously, we normally test them for 4 subjects. And looking at the 7 subjects going to be examined, I think that it's too much for them. And maybe going back to the old system will be right for the students to sit for only 1 week to do the exams, rather than having the 2 weeks to sit for those extra subjects to be examined by the grade 10s.
However prepared the grade 10s felt whether there was sufficient time and whether they have been educated by the teachers with in-depth knowledge of the OBE curriculum or not, it is believed that the grade 10s throughout the country had at least completed the national grade 10 examinations with satisfaction.
You're with Skul Bilong You. Not only the grade 10s, but also grade 12s set for their national examinations.
Grade 12, as part of the secondary school division, saw more than 21,000 grade 12 students sit for their examinations. The 21,000 plus students had completed the final paper on October 24th this year. Caritas Technical Secondary School in Port Moresby is a permitted private institution with over 160 students who set the grade 12 national examinations this year. Sister Florentine Cho from Caritas Technical Secondary School gave her perspective as the directors of the school on how equipped the grade 12 students were to sit for the national examinations.
Especially for this year graduation of grade 12, we are really put on all the things we needed to help them to take this national exam, because they are this national exam, through this national exam, they are the milestones to go to either further studies, or for our graduate, they can go to their own business style, and also they can be in the office, any office, so they are really, really equipped, all of these.
To be prepared for the exams is basically what upper secondary schools nationwide are working on, especially on approaches to build capacities in each grade 12 student. A grade 12 student from Caritas Technical Secondary School told EMTV's Skul Bilong You program that she was thankful for the grade 12 preparation by her teachers.
I would like to take time to thank them for that, because they have sleepless nights, they have prepared us well for this exam, and we have learned a lot from them, and I appreciate what they have done for us.
The aim of completing secondary education, grades 9 to 12, is for students to reach their personal potential to lead productive lives as members of the local, national, and international community, and partake in further quality education and training with the benefit of a wide range of subject matter and work to be applied to everyday life. Few junior grade students from the Caritas Technical Secondary School told Skul Bilong You the importance of studying both technical and academic subjects as secondary school students.
Especially the junior grades, we came to finding that we learn a lot, because we learn not only academic but also technically.
The subjects that we take are technical and academic as well. The technical ones, the subjects, are in line, the technical courses that we take are according to our streams, the streams that we take. The science students, we take up, they take up food technology. The business and economic students, they take up tourism. And the social science students, the geography and history, the students that take up geography and history, they take
hospitality management. And another technical course also that we are taught is office management and taekwondo, which is also like a technical course as well as a PE subject.
So far so good. The grade 11s are prepared well with the teachers, because the teachers are well prepared to proceed on with the grade 11s next year to become grade 12s.
Being a technical secondary school, Caritas offers both academic and technical subjects. The technical curriculum is designed to train young women to be equipped with skills for future employment or to start a small business that will benefit themselves, their family, and their own community.
I'm very surprised to see how we improve our students, because in a week we have got 9 periods a week to have their practical skills in grade 11 and 12 especially, so that equip them and also prepare them for the life skills, for example cooking, baking, and hospitality management, together with tourism and hospitality, which is very much potential in this country for the business. And at the same time, sewing industry as well as the hair tech industry. And in future we are doing some more with the computer systems. At the moment we are teaching them accounting together with office management, everybody for that office management. So if they are graduate of Caritas, they are already literate in the computers, and all these basic skills of the lifetime they can use it: cooking, baking, sewing.
It is believed that the vast efforts of teachers and students in most secondary schools nationwide have been accomplished. Some grade 12 students wish to further their education at technical and vocational institutions and teachers training colleges, while others plan to become businessmen and women respectively.
Welcome back. Teachers were celebrated nationwide on the 5th of this month. We feature Coronation Primary School here in the nation's capital to find out how they observed that special day.
Teachers are an extremely important group of professional people for a number of reasons. Teachers teach young people who later become the next generation leaders. They teach students about the importance of education, and they impart to students the skills and knowledge they need to become useful and productive citizens of a society. Teachers have a significant contribution to the development of a young child, because most of these children will retain something they have learned from the teachers throughout their lives. Since the World Teachers' Day was created by the United Nations Organization for Education, Science and Culture in 1994, it has become an annual event. This day falls on the 5th of October to celebrate teachers worldwide, and it aims to commemorate the adaptation of the International Labour Organization and UNESCO's 1996 recommendations regarding the status of teachers. This year was the 20th anniversary of World Teachers' Day. Each year has its own slogan, and this year the slogan was "Invest in the future, invest in teachers." Activities planned to honor or show appreciation to teachers are different in schools around the world. Here in the nation's capital, most schools celebrated the day on Friday the 3rd of October.
On Friday we came around to the school. We didn't have any other activities organized, but we had a lunch just to celebrate or observe that day. So our organizing committee, the social committee, got a place booked. That's the Arena Chinese restaurant. So by 12 o'clock we all went there and we had lunch there. And our grade 8 teachers just gave us a little bit of gift, like 1% each.
According to some teachers, learning does take place during the process of teaching.
Being a teacher is very enjoyable. We come to school every day and we teach all students from all backgrounds, and we come across different behaviors. Some well-behaved, some not well-behaved, where we have to discipline them. But we learn a lot of things from the students.
Like any other profession, teachers also face a number of challenges in their teaching careers.
Come across different children. So children come from different backgrounds, and it's quite difficult to get the children to, say, achieve the outcomes and objectives that we have in place. So the challenges are getting the children to really learn as much as they can in the classroom.
Students say it is a tradition where every year they prepare something to say thank you to their school teachers.
Celebrate the Teachers' Day. It was nice. We did our Teachers' Day cards and give them to the teachers. It was a special day. We celebrated it. Yeah.
Acknowledge them for giving me knowledge and helping me in my studies and disciplining me when I'm doing something wrong. I'm so very thankful for the teachers.
Thank you, teachers, for teaching us. We've come to the end of the program, but before I go, you can log on to our website www.emtv.com.pg if you wish to view this program once more. You are most welcome to contact us regarding any news and information about your school. We would also like to wish all the grade 8s all the best on your final examination paper tomorrow. For now, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next month in the next episode of Skul Bilong You. Have a great night and a pleasant week.